into it. How to convert assertive to interrogative sentence. First, let's look into what is an assertive sentence. Assertive sentence is also known as a declarative sentence. The sentence which declares or asserts a statement, feeling, opinion, incident, events, history, or anything is called as an assertive sentence. And how an assertive sentence ends with a period, that is with a full stop. That time you can recognize that it is an assertive sentence if it ends with a full stop. Now, this assertive sentence, it can be of two types. One is positive and the other one is negative in its meaning. For example, here there's an example of positive assertive sentence. Prevention is better than cure. This is a positive sentence. Next, negative sentence. The lunch was not tasty. This is a negative sentence. So, assertive sentence can be both positive or negative in its meaning. Let's move on to the next. Interrogative sentence. Now, what is an interrogative sentence? Interrogative sentence, it is one that asks a question directly, okay? And it always ends with a question mark. Assertive sentence ends with a full stop. Interrogative sentence ends with a question mark. This is the difference which you can find with these two type of sentences. For example, in this you can see, isn't prevention better than cure? It ends with a full stop. And one more example, was the lunch tasty? Question mark. This is an example for assertive sentences. Whereas when we looked at this assertive sentence, when we looked at, it was prevention is better than cure, full stop. Negative, the lunch was tasty. Now when we look into interrogative sentence, it is, isn't prevention better than cure? Question mark. Was the lunch tasty? Question mark. So this you can find the difference easily. So now, in order to convert an assertive sentence into an interrogative sentence, you have to keep two steps in your mind. Step 1. If the sentence is positive, then you have to convert it into negative. And if the sentence is negative, you have to convert it into positive. This is the step 1. If it is positive, convert it into negative. If it is negative, convert it into positive. Okay. Step 2. What you have to do is helping verb. Move the helping verb to the first position of the sentence. There will always be a helping verb in a sentence. So what you have to do is you have to move this particular helping verb in the initial position, in the first position. Your first step is to convert positive into negative sentence. And second step is you have to move the helping verb to the first position in the sentence. Let's look at one example. Prevention is better than cure. This is an example we have taken. Now, how should we convert this? We'll apply the step 1 for it now. What is the step 1? We have to convert positive to negative. Now, when we read the example, prevention is better than cure, it is a positive sentence. So now we have to convert it into a negative sentence. It becomes prevention is not better than cure. Only by adding not we have converted into negative sentence. Now let's apply this step 2. What is the step 2? We have to move the helping verb in the starting, in the initial position, in the starting of the sentence. Now the verb over here is. So now when we move this is in the initial position, the sentence changes to isn't prevention better than cure. Now this has become into an interrogative sentence. Initially the assertive sentence was prevention is better than cure. Now we have converted into an interrogative by applying the two steps, and it has become isn't prevention better than cure. That is your interrogative sentence. Now let's look into one more example. Now the sentence over here is the lunch was not tasty. This is a negative sentence. So now what we have to do is we have to apply the first step. Convert the negative sentence into positive. What does it become? The lunch was tasty. Yes, now we have finished with the step 1. Now when we move to the step 2, what is the step 2? What we have to do? We have to move the helping verb. So the helping verb over here is was. So we have to move was to the first position in the sentence. and the sentence changes to, was the lunch tasty? Yes, question mark. This has become to an interrogative sentence. We can successfully convert an assertive sentence into an interrogative sentence only by using these two steps. Step 1 is convert positive to negative and negative to positive. Step 2 is move the helping verb. We have to move the helping verb to the initial position. That's it. Next. Now let's look into different cases. The different cases which we have to keep in mind while we are converting an assertive sentence into an interrogative sentence. Case 1. What does the case 1 tell? If the helping verb is not provided. So in a particular sentence, if a helping verb is not provided, what we have to do? We have to check for the tense of the sentence, and accordingly we have to add a helping verb. By looking into the tense of the sentences, we have to add the helping verb into the sentence. For example, let's look into this. He plays football. Okay, he plays football over here. It doesn't have a verb. So what we have to do is we have to provide a helping verb in this. Apply these two steps. So generally the helping verbs will be do, does and did. Okay, so now in this, he plays football. As the sentence is in simple present and the pronoun he is used, we use the helping verb does. So after applying the first step, that is converting the positive to negative or negative to positive, the sentence becomes he does not play football. Next, after applying the second step, doesn't he play football? So this has been converted into interrogative sentence. By applying the two steps, we have converted the sentence into an interrogative. And in this, we have to keep in mind when we are looking into case 1, here we have to apply three things. What is that? We have to include a helping verb. Then we have to look into the two steps for the conversion of assertive to interrogative without changing the meaning of the sentence. So here we have done it very carefully and we have completed it. And we have got the interrogative sentence, that is, doesn't he play football? Now let's look into the case 2. Case 2. Whenever never is used, you have to change it to ever. And if no is used, you have to change it to any. This is a thing you have to keep in mind. In a sentence, wherever, if never is used, you have to change it to ever. And if no is used, you have to convert it into any. Okay. Now let's look into an example to make things understand better. She can never recover from her illness. This is an assertive sentence. Now, we have to apply the two-step method, as well as we have to change the never into ever. Now, what will the sentence change to? Can she ever recover from her illness? Look, so never over here has been converted to ever. So you can see the difference. In a sentence, in an assertive sentence, whenever never is given, you have to change it to ever. You have to convert it to ever. This is an example. Now, next example. Wherever no is used, you have to convert it into any. For example, no one knows you. So over here, no. What does it get converted to? It gets converted to any. So, does anyone know you? Yes, in this sentence, you can see there is no verb. So, we have to provide a verb in this and we have to frame the sentence. No one knows you. So, the interrogative sentence will be, does anyone know you? Okay, now let's look into case 3. In case 3, when everybody, everyone, all is used, it gets converted to who plus don't, doesn't, didn't. So if everybody is used, you have to add who plus don't, doesn't or didn't, any one among these. For example, let's look at an example. Everybody likes to become great. So over here, everybody is there. So now this everybody will get changed into who plus don't or doesn't or didn't. Which helping verb best suits, you have to add in that. Everybody likes to become great. So the interrogative sentence, after applying the two-step method and changing this by applying the case 3 method, the sentence will become, who does not like to become great. This gets converted into an interrogative sentence. So now, as we have learned this, I guess it is really very much understandable, and it's understood by you all how by using these three cases you can make it easy for you to learn how to change assertive to interrogative sentence. The one thing which you have to keep in mind is the two cases, the two steps, sorry, the two steps which you have to keep in mind. That is, step one is change the positive to negative and the negative to positive, and the step two is to move the helping verb to the first position of the sentence. These two steps you have to keep in mind, and the three cases, if you have to keep it in mind. Then conversion of assertive sentence to interrogative sentence will become really very easy and simple. Thank you.